Good afternoon, this is Robin Bieber on the European Midday Roundup and Good Morning America on the 8th of June at 12 o'clock in the morning London time. The chart in front of us is all Brent 60-minute, and rather like the RBOB 60-minute that we'll see in a minute, it's looking a little bit toppy, but standing in front of us an express train in the last 2 or 3 days has not been an attractive alternative. It may well dip a bit. The 5-day gaps are very wide on all contracts. Brent $1.91, for example, heating oil $2.54, and RBOB just over $3 a barrel. That's too wide, so we will get the odd dip, and it may well be imminent. And if you look at the RBOB chart, you can see it's looking a little bit toppy, but then it has looked a little bit toppy, this 60-minute chart, for quite some time, and the market has gone considerably higher. This morning, the highlights are targets are hit on were hit on WTI to 40.11 and RBOB to 123.48. Moves and closes over those targets will give us more objectives above the market. Targets that are still valid above the market are Brent to 43.87, heat to 118.84, and gas oil to 351.50. We're entering the gap zones on WTI between 41.05 and 41.88. Brent 45.18 and 45.98, and then products are somewhat higher. The point about the gap zones is these were the gaps left on the catastrophic dump between the 6th and the 9th of March, and that memorable weekend with the Monday opening. And these gaps are going to get filled, so it's only a matter of time. But timing, as we all know, is everything. If we look at RBOB here, this is for RBOB first line continuation. This very important high is at 123.48, completes a price cycle. A move and close over would have given it an immediate target to 125.67, and then a move and close over 125.67. You have to look at the July RBOB contract, because it looks like it's going to head for the 130.72 level. It doesn't get to a gap, and by this I mean the gap zone we've been talking about, to 136.42. So a move and close over 125.29 and then 125.67 gives it some serious upside potential. In other words, it's gently and inexorably pushing higher. Meanwhile, the 5-day moving averages remain support on all the contracts, but untested because it's a very big gap between it and the 5 days. For example, WTI's gap on the 5-day gap is $1.67. It's too much, and I suspect we will get the odd pullback. Meanwhile, WTI's hit 40.11. It's 50% correction point and key level. If it moves and closes over 40.11, it has a target back to the first line continuation gap at 41.05, which is the continuation equivalent of this gap here at 41.88. We'll have a quick look at it. Here it is, 41.05. It's beckoning, and if TI closes over 40.11, that's where we're very likely where we're heading. It's not a big move, and then up to 41.88. Brent has got a target at 43.87, which comes off the first line continuation chart here. 43.87 is its target, and if it moves and closes over there, the next target is 45.18, the gap, and the gap zone is 45.18 to 45.98, because 45.98 is the August Brent contract low and gap. So there's some upside developing. Heating oil has got a target to 118.84, this level here. It has made a high at 118.24, and a move and close over 118.84 would give it a target higher to 120.79, the 100-day moving average continuation. And gas oil is doing well. It's hit its target to 336, and on a move and close over there has a target to 351.50, which it has not hit yet. The message is simple. The momentum is higher, the bulls are in control of the market, but the 60-minute charts are all showing it's a bit overcooked alongside the 5-day gap being too wide. So don't be surprised or even wrong-footed by the dip of a danger dip and the odd attempt to push lower to narrow the 5-day gap. But whilst above the 5-day moving averages, which is some way away, the contracts look steady and as if we're going to hit targets higher and firm later in the afternoon. And if we look at structure, starting with Brent, still firm, Stochastics positive on both this AUG-SEP on the left and the SEPOC on the right. There are targets higher, although the 60-minute charts are both, these ones in the middle, both showing the stochastics to be overcooked. WTI front structure looks toppy, but it's still got positive stochastics. Its 60-minute charts on both the July AUG and the AUG-SEP are suggesting that we should dip a little bit over the next 2 or 3 hours. And the back end, WTI deck red deck, whilst over 176 looks like it's going to form to the firm to the minus 46 level, it's gathering some momentum higher. And the red deck on Brent has neared its target at minus 232. It needs to move and close over here to green light a target quite some way higher to minus 96. That's all for today, folks. Good luck, good trading, and bon appetit.